The Ashanti Empire, also known as the Ashanti Kingdom, was one of the most powerful states in pre-colonial Africa. Located in what is today Ghana, the Ashantis controlled the gold trade during the 17th and 18th centuries and amassed great wealth as a result. However, their riches and dominance in the region would ultimately lead to their downfall. When European powers set their sights on the Ashanti Empire and sought to exploit it for their own gain, the British would eventually succeed in subjugating the Ashanti, turning the once mighty empire into a colony. As the empire grew, so did the demand for gold and other resources. They had a strong navy and a well-trained army, and they were determined to get control of the Ashanti's gold mines. While the Ashanti Empire is often mentioned in history books, there are many aspects of their culture and society that are not widely known. Here are some of the things that history books don't tell you about the Ashanti Empire. The Ashanti were skilled goldsmiths, and they produced exquisite jewelry and other ornaments. Their wood carvings were also highly prized, and they created intricate masks and statues. Sadly, much of this artwork was looted during the colonial period, and it is now dispersed around the world. The Ashanti kept detailed records of their history and culture in a manuscript tradition. The British were able to exploit the Ashanti's resources and enslave many of its people. The Ashanti people suffered greatly under British rule, but they were eventually granted independence in 1957. Today, the Ashanti people are an integral part of Ghanaian society, and their culture continues to thrive. These manuscripts were written in a local language using a unique script and covered topics such as genealogy, law, and religion. Unfortunately, many of these manuscripts were destroyed during the colonial period, but some survived and are now housed in museums and libraries around the world. The Ashanti fought back bravely, but they were no match for the British firepower. In 1874, the British would capture the Ashanti capital and install a puppet ruler. The Ashanti Empire was effectively over. This led to exploitation and environmental degradation, and the Ashanti had to constantly defend their borders from rival powers. Despite these challenges, the Ashanti were able to maintain their empire for several decades. But their downfall would come when the Europeans set their sights on the empire. This video will explore the secrets of the Ashanti Empire that history books don't tell you, from its rise to power to its tragic demise. Ashanti Empire Secrets. What history books don't tell you? The Ashanti people trace their origins back to the ancient kingdom of Bono, which was located in present-day Ghana. According to oral tradition, the Ashanti migrated from Bono in the 13th century and settled in the forest region of West Africa. The courts were presided over by elders who were respected members of the community, and decisions were made through a process of consensus. The Ashanti also had a well-developed system of education. The sons of chiefs and other elites were sent to special schools where they were taught subjects such as mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. However, this was a privilege that was not available to the general population. The Ashanti were able to use their knowledge of the forest and their military strength to control the gold trade in the region. This gave them great wealth and power, and they were soon able to expand their empire. The Ashanti Empire reached its peak during the reign of Apaku, where who is the Asanahin, or king. From 1720 to 1750, Apaku, where was a brilliant military strategist, and he led Ashanti to victory in many battles against neighboring states. He also implemented policies to improve the lives of his subjects, such as building schools and hospitals. Under his rule, the Ashanti Empire became the dominant power in the region. They established a confederation of semi-independent states, each of which was ruled by a local chief. However, the various Ashanti clans were united by a common language, culture, and religion. Despite being relatively small in size, the Ashanti were a powerful force to be reckoned with. Their military prowess was legendary, and they were able to conquer neighboring states with ease. In the 17th century, the Ashanti came into contact with European traders who were eager to acquire gold, ivory, and other valuable commodities. However, the Ashanti's dominance did not come without its problems. In the early 19th century, the British began to exert their influence in the region. What history books don't tell you about the Ashanti Empire? The Ashanti had a sophisticated legal system that was based on customary law. The Ashanti Empire was known for its artistic achievements, particularly in the areas of goldsmithing and woodcarving. Despite their wealth and power, the Ashanti Empire was eventually overthrown by the British. Thank you for watching. See you next time.